Scientists have no knowledge on how the universe came into being. Of course, they present a number of ideas, most of which are hypotheses, the scientific term for guess or supposition, none of which reach the next scientific step of theory, and none of which reach the status of scientific law. Consider the fact, as far as we know, that life as it exists on Earth is found nowhere else in the universe. Science tells us that life as we know it depends on any number of delicate balances, such as our distance from the sun, etc. On the other hand, if we hypothesize a supernatural being, i.e., God, everything makes scientific sense. Moses, speaking as the servant of Jehovah, the true and living God, stated, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth." Genesis 1:1. The Bible, as God's revelation of himself to mankind, tells us how he came into being and where man falls in the scheme of things. Genesis 1:24-28 reads, "And God said, Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image, in the image of God he created him, male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." You might note that God placed man at the top of the food chain, rather than somewhere in between. Man has always felt he was higher and brighter than he actually is. However, I believe it was Plato that stated, "We cannot know God except he reveal himself to us." The Greeks of the first century believed God would reveal himself by sending a messenger to mankind, and God did, by sending his Son. The Greeks referred to this messenger as the Logos, or Word. The Apostle John opened his biography of Jesus by stating, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not." John 1, verses 1-5. God has revealed in the gospel why he had given us the wonderful gift of life and put us on this unique planet called Earth, that we might live by faith according to his word, Romans chapter 1, verses 16-17. God has also pointed out that we are created for his, not our pleasure, Revelation 4, verse 11. If we are to expect the blessings of our Heavenly Father, we must put his kingdom and his righteousness first in our lives, Matthew chapter 6, verse 33.